Hey neighbor, it's October and we're going old school today. We're planting greens. Now when I talk about greens, I'm talking about those leafy greens that we love to enjoy around Thanksgiving, Christmas, fall of the year. Here in the South, it's just a rite of passage. You gotta have those fresh greens for your Thanksgiving and for Christmas. And we just enjoy them all winter long. The key is planting them at the right time. Today we're gonna go over some varieties, some options you have on planting greens, and then we're going to show you the way we do it. So today we're just talking about things that we direct seed, not things that we transplant. Now I will transplant my broccoli, my cauliflower, even my collards. Some people direct seed them. I prefer to transplant mine. But we're just going to stick directly to the things that you would direct seed and the things we classify as greens. Now here's some options that you got here. Imperial star spinach. Now this is an Asian type spinach. It has those big leaves on there. This is one I've been growing for a couple years now. I like it because it has that big leaf on there. We like to stir fry these and eat them, as greens. And they grow off quick. We can seed them pretty thick in there. We can cut them and they'll come again and grow real quick. Heck, days to maturity, 35 days. Now this is something that you can cut probably 3 different times, but about 3 or 4 weeks later you can plant you another planting of these. Spinach is extremely cold tolerant, probably one of the most cold tolerant greens that I plant, so we can grow these all winter long. The cold's not going to hurt them, even if it gets down into the low teens. The fact of the matter is they taste a little better if they get some cold on them. So Imperial Star is my go-to spinach variety, and I'm going to be planting some of this today. Savanna Mustard. Now this is another one that's quick here. Man, this is 20 days to maturity, probably the quickest green that we have here. Now if you don't like the traditional mustard flavor of a regular mustard, this is the one to go with right here. This is a lot milder right here. It is, it grows up kind of like a bok choy does, but the taste, the best way I can explain it is kind of between a mustard and a spinach. Very mild, very good. I've never seen anybody grow this that didn't love it. Savanna Mustard, there again, you can probably cut it 2 to 3 times, grow it out in 20 to 25 days. You can cut it as a baby leaf, even in a salad, or you can let it get a bigger leaf, cut it and stir fry it or cook it as a green. Savanna Mustard. Laurentian, and I'm hoping I'm saying that now, rutabaga. Now, to me, this is the common rutabaga. When I was a kid, I didn't like rutabaga roots, but as I've gotten older, I kind of like them a little bit more. Now, this is the onlyest root that I eat out of green. I don't like turnip roots, but I do like rutabaga roots. And something else you may not know is the leaves on the rutabaga plant is delicious. We love the greens, the tops, as much as we do the roots. But the good thing about this is you can grow both. Days to maturity is going to be about 95 days. Now that 95 days is growing those big roots, those big rutabaga roots if you want that. You're going to make greens a lot quicker than that, and you can start harvesting the greens probably at around 50 days. So rutabagas is going to be one that we plant today. It's a staple in our garden in the fall. We love to grow it. Florida broadleaf mustard. Now this is your standard slick leaf, I said slick leaf, broadleaf mustard right here. 45 days to maturity. This one right here is the one we plant. It's our staple right here. And this has that traditional mustard flavor there. Slick leaf, so it's easy to wash, easy to clean. You can cut these maybe twice. A lot of times we'll only get one cutting out of them. We plant these kind of thick. We'll drill them into a row there. And we love mustard greens come Thanksgiving and Christmas. And mustard greens are also better once you get a little cool on them, a little cold on them. They have a sweeter flavor to them. Now here's one you may not be familiar with. This is Southern Giant Curled Mustard. This is the All-American Selection winner. Now this is pretty much the same as the slick leaf, except it's got that curly leaf to it. A lot of people like that. 50 days to maturity here. I don't grow this one a lot. The only thing I got against it is it's harder to wash and clean than the slick leaf is. But a lot of people love the curly leaf, and it does add a little bit to appearance the way it is there. Let's see here. 50 days to maturity, another great one to plant. All top turnip. I'm planting this today. Right here we got 50 days to maturity. Now I don't me and my wife don't care for turnip roots. So we don't grow turnip roots. This variety right here only grows the tops. We love the flavor of turnip tops. So this is the one we grow right here, all top. It makes plenty of top there. It's delicious there, and we don't grow that turnip root. 50 days to maturity. It's another one I'm planting today. And here we have purple top turnip. Now this is the standard turnip. If you like those roots and you also want to enjoy the tops off of them, this is the one you want to plant. This variety right here has been around forever. This is the staple right here. Has that nice white root to it with the purpling on top there. Enjoy all of that. 50 days to maturity here. It's the staple here in the South as far as turnip greens go. Now October is the perfect time to start growing greens in the South, and the reason for that is our temperatures have cooled off some, and plus the daylight length in a day is ideal for germination of these cool season crops here. They're going to pop out of the ground a lot quicker because Mother Nature says now's the time for you to come up there, and she has put the perfect amount of daylight in the day to signal to that seed it's time for you to come up out of the ground. Now, with these greens here, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can just sow them into the ground there and do overhead irrigation. And I've seen people scatter them out, broadcast them out into a plot there. Don't put them in rows, water them in and grow them. A lot of people did that back in the day. My preferred method is to drill them into rows. I can control the weeds better that way, and I can control the growth of them better that way. Now the question is, do you use irrigation or not? And that can go both ways. You know, most of these crops are quick growing, and they're what I consider low value crops. They don't cost a lot to grow. So therefore, we don't always use drip irrigation on them. But I'm gonna use drip irrigation today, and I'm gonna do it for two different reasons. Here we are in October, and the fall of the year is normally our driest part of the year. So to keep me from having to run my overhead irrigation, I'm gonna go ahead and put them on drip. Another reason is, in this particular plot right here, I have a lot of weed pressure. So by putting and planting on this drip irrigation, I can control my weed pressure better by doing that, because I'm just going to water just where those plants are planted, and then we're not going to be watering out here in the middles where those weeds grow. So I'm going to have a lot better weed control. I'm going to have better spacing for my plant so I can grow a little larger plant. So that's the way I'm going to do it today. 30 to 36 inch rows is my preferred row spacing. Today we're on 36 inch row spacing. So here's the ones I'm planting today. Imperial spinach. We got our rutabagas. We got a Florida broadleaf mustard, and all top turnip. Now this little plot here I've got is probably about 45, 50 foot long, and I'm just going to plant one row of each because that's plenty to feed us. All right, so on our planter here, we're using our new drill hopper, so we're going to drill all these seeds in today. And most of these seeds are real small. The spinach seed is probably the biggest there, and they're not extremely round like the mustard and turnips are. It's kind of inconsistent in size there, but they'll work perfect in our drill hopper. Now, we've got to set our gate on our drill hopper here to put out the amount of seeds we want to put out. And it's going to take a very small hole to do that, so it's going to take a little testing. All right, so I just take my gate there and adjust it. I got my kickstand up on my seeder there, so I'm just going to roll there. I've lifted my gate just a little bit. Yep, that looks just about perfect there. Now these small seeds, you don't want to plant them very deep. Rule of thumb is the smaller the seed, the shallower you want to plant it. We're planting right on top of this drip tape. So let's run down through there. Oh, we're planting probably about a quarter to a half inch deep. All right, so we need to clean our hopper out, get our excess seeds out we didn't use, because we want to save those for next time. Take our wing nut and our washer there out, just lift the hopper up. We're going to lose a few. Put our finger over the bottom there, and we're just going to pour these back into a bag. Now we're ready to switch over to another variety. Next we got all top turnip. Now the turnips and rutabagas and all are about the same size. You can tell they're very consistent and round like there. So we may have to close our gate up just a little bit to get the seeding rate we want out there. These are going to be a little bit smaller. We'll check it and see. Yeah, we need to shut it down just a little bit, so we're going to push that gate down. Too much. Perfect. All right, so my rutabagas, you can see they're just about the same size as my turnips. We're planting mustard next, so we're going to keep our gate open at the same as we used for the last one there, because we want to plant them about the same thickness. So we got our 4 rows of greens planted. It's going to be perfect for the holidays. We'll probably come back 1st of November and may plant us a few more just to make sure we're going to have plenty all winter long. Another reason I like to use the drip tape is because I can shoot all my juice, all my fertilizer directly to my plant with my Hoss fertilizer injector. I'll just simply hook it up here at the head there, and in just a few days when they start popping up, I'll give them a little 20-20-20, and then I'll alternate that with a nitrogen source such as chelate nitrate or calcium nitrate to give those plants plenty of food so they grow off nice and healthy. And the next thing you know, we're going to be sitting at the dinner table enjoying those nice, healthy greens.